Fifth Canto, Chapter 6, Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. But before we proceed with the verse and purport, let's chant Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Prajachanaranjana, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Prajachanaranjana, Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajajanaranjana, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajajanaranjana, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam, King of all scriptures, Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 25. Yes, conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. Okay, I will chant the verse 3 times, and then we go word for word. Etavat uktvo pararamadan mahad Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase shirshnavanamam vidadhenukampitaha etavaduktvo pararamadan mahad Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase shirshnavanamam vidadhenukampitaha etavaduktvo pararamadan mahad Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase shirshnavanamam vidadhenukampitaha. Sanskrit is very beautiful and purifying. Word for word, please repeat. Etavat, thus, uktva, spoken, upararama, stopped, that, right, that, mahat, great, bhutam, wonderful, nabhalingam, personified by sound, alingam, unseen by the eyes, Ishvaram, the supreme authority, aham, I, cha, also, tasmai, unto him, mahatam, the great, mahiyase, unto the glorified, shirshna, by the head, avanamam, obeisances, vidadhe, executed, anukampitaha, being favored by him. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. Purport. That the personality of Godhead was not seen but only heard does not make any difference. The personality of Godhead produced the 4 Vedas by his breathing, and he is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is the sound representation of the Lord, and there is no difference in identity. The conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. Ettavat uktvo pararamadan mahat Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase shirshnavanamam vidadhenukampitaha. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. Om Akyanatimirandasya Kyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Mahyam Dadati Svapatantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Indra Swami Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna. So, Srimad Bhagavatam. Public speaking, the fear number one in the whole existence, according to some statistics. But not if you have the blessings of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. Yes. It is a short, very short purport, but despite it being so short, there's plenty of things to discuss about. For example, yes, so the Lord was personified by sound and unseen by eyes. There's a saying, seeing is believing, right? You heard maybe, seeing is believing. But for devotees, hearing is believing. Because Srila Prabhupada said also, before you see Krishna, you will hear Krishna. Which is nice. Our philosophy is that Krishna is non-different from his name and from his pastimes, from his qualities, but it all starts from hearing. In a list of 9 processes of devotional service, the first one is hearing, which also means that ear is more important than eye when it comes to our senses. Right? But how are we supposed to understand the statement that Krishna is non-different from his name? How are we supposed to actually understand? Anyway.
Is that a question or what?
Well, in one sense, yes, question. But Srila Prabhupada brought example that by chanting some mundane name, like, for example, Coca-Cola, you don't quench your thirst because the object and the name which refers to that object are different, in essence. Whereas by chanting Hare Krishna, you feel Krishna's presence. So, Prabhupada said, try to understand. He said, try to understand. So, but how are we supposed to understand that? With the power of our speculation? No, doesn't work. We may try, but our speculative power is very limited. Prabhupada said the well, the instruction that try to understand. One sense, yes, we should make endeavor to try to understand. It's not that we should just give up endeavoring, try to understand Krishna. But we should understand it's what it means to trying to understand. It's not, one sense, the trying to understand with our speculative capacity means it is a kind of it's a path of jnana, where I will make it happen. I will find out the truth with my own power. So it's not that type of trying to understand that Prabhupada refers to. But by hearing and applying what you hear with a faith, gradually the understanding comes. Why? Because with that attitude, Krishna gives understanding. It is a ascending process. Ascending process means you are in the mode of receiver, not in the mode of achiever. Mahatma Prabhu often mentions this concept, being in the mood of receiver. So in that mood, yes, we endeavor to understand. Prabhupada said, try to understand. We should try to understand. but the mood behind that endeavor, that's the essence. So we try to understand by having faith and making the effort. And then this realization that Krishna is not different from his name is a gift. It's any realization in Krishna consciousness is a gift ultimately. But it's very nice how Prabhupada describes in Nectar of Instruction, number 7. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet, like sugar candy. So, but although the tongue is afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, and cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, natural relish awakens within this tongue, and then disease is gradually destroyed at the root. In a purport, Prabhupada says, despite this disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy names, the great care and attention. So, and that's what awakens Krishna's mercy, great care and attention. And also, in purport, Prabhupada mentions the Bhagavad Gita, and similarly, he's seen through the transcendental sound, and the Bhagavad Gita is the sound representation of the Lord, and there is no difference in identity. Again, same point, Bhagavad Gita and the holy name, anything related to Krishna. There are some people who say, for example, I'm so unfortunate. You know, Arjuna had the opportunity to understand Krishna or Bhagavad Gita in Krishna's presence, whereas I'm so unfortunate that I will never be able to do that. It's like a kind of excuse to remain living in Maya, and then feel sorry for yourself that Arjuna was so fortunate, whereas I'm so unfortunate, and therefore, why bother? But Prabhupada said this is nonsense. That he said the spiritual master is a messenger. Is called the peon or a messenger or postman who delivers what Krishna wants to tell you. So this is what spiritual master does. One devotee, a Prabhupada disciple, it was one of his memories. he explained how in 1975, I think it was Mayapur, during morning lecture, Chaitanya Charitamrita lecture, Srila Prabhupada said, when Krishna is telling you, surrender unto me, and when spiritual master is saying, surrender unto Krishna, the speaking is the same. They're identical, non different. And then Prabhupada said, let me say it again. When Krishna says, surrender unto me, and when spiritual master says, surrender unto Krishna, it is same. And then he said third time, very unusual. Prabhupada, with great emotion, repeated the same thing third time. Let me say it again. And after that, he went into trance. Ecstatic symptoms started to manifest without his being able to control. So the different devotees describe this incident different ways, but what Prabhupada said before that's really important. Pretty amazing. So and the conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting. What means persistent chanting? Well, as I understand this, persistent means, we make a lot of mistakes, we make offenses in devotional service, but persistence means, despite all this, we continue chanting, we can continue hearing, rendering service. This is persistence, which is expected from us. Persistence. Krishna wants to see us to persist all the obstacles and difficulties. And in a modern athletic circles, there's a saying: if somebody naturally has very good, well-built body without much effort, they say, "Oh, this person, he's lucky. He won the genetic lottery." Genetic lottery, right? This is, of course, we understand absolute misconception, not knowing the laws of karma. That if one has a good physique in this life, he has done something good in previous life. But still, if you have bad genetics, and let's say your lack of talent, and you have bad karma, the good substitute for that is persistence. There's a saying that universe always falls in love with a stubborn heart.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. the pastime that Srila Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita with a sparrow who laid the eggs on a shore of ocean. Yeah? You remember, yeah?
One,
Right. Right. It's a great one. So the ocean took the eggs away, and sparrow was very frustrated, and asked the ocean to come and give them back. Ocean refused, of course, and the sparrow started to try up the ocean to get the eggs back. And Garuda heard that my little sister bird took such an impossible task, trying up the ocean, and then Garuda became compassionate and came to help, and ultimately mission successful. But the point is that this stubbornness, you can say also determination, stubbornness, determination, they're like synonyms. Yes, it means basically to never give up. And why Srila Prabhupada told this pastime in Bhagavad Gita in a purport because he mentioned specifically this is the attitude that all devotees should have in order to attain the goal of Krishna Prema, pure devotional service. And then you can't beat the person who never gives up. And so this is definitely the attitude we should all have, because it's so easy to give up. Giving up doesn't take much effort, but to persist through all the difficulties. And therefore we should have, in order to keep ourselves from being frustrated with short-term failures, we need to have long-term goal. And, so obstacles appear, but giving up on, if obstacle appears and then giving up on your goal is like there's a nice saying there. It's like slashing other 3 tires on your car because you've got one flat. Anyway, so persistence. And well, basically same thing is said in this 7th verse of Nectar of Instruction, that although the tongue is afflicted by jaundice, it cannot taste the sweetness of the sugar candy, in this case holy name, with great care and attention one should take to Krishna consciousness. And this recovery of spiritual health is possible only by the regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. How persistent we have to be, and focused. We have to be so focused, to stay on a path of Krishna consciousness. Because to achieve anything in this world, you have to be incredibly focused. You have to be so focused almost that mundane people, ordinary people consider you crazy. If you want to achieve success in anything in this world. So one should have a laser-like focus. And then this world is full of endless distractions. To stay focused on Krishna consciousness takes great endeavor and good association. So we have to be persistent. So Narada, he understood that this vision of the Lord that he received, in the form of the sound. In this case, it was a mercy of the Lord. It was a causeless mercy of the Lord. He understood that, and then so he offered obeisances with a feeling of gratitude, bowing his head. So this gratitude is really so essential part of our practice, our consciousness. We should feel immensely grateful for the Lord, for the devotees, for saving us from material existence. Remember, Mataji Shilavati, she always, in any situation, she says, Krishna is so kind. Quite amazing. Krishna is so kind. It's that's Krishna consciousness. That's what we're supposed to feel, think and feel always. Krishna is so kind. Whatever happens to us. Because gratitude, the gratefulness, we shouldn't be selectively grateful. Something good happens, oh, Krishna is so kind.
Oh, yeah, understand.
Right. Real sense of gratitude means whatever happens. It's a challenge that's described by Lord Brahma. Tatenu kampam shushamikshemano punjana evatma kritam vipakam kritva vapurpir vidanan namaste chiveta yo mukti pade sayataya bhag. My Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, at the same time offering obeisances with one's heart, body and words, is eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So suffering the past reactions and at the same time offering obeisances to the Lord. But how? With a mood of gratitude. Yes. That means one really has to be humble. Trinadapi Sunichana. So, and this is also the way we can. That's the only way, actually, to be able to perceive Krishna in the form of his name, in a sound representation. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nam Makari Bahudani cha Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpitani Amitas Samaranena Kala Etadrishi Dava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Turtaivam Itrisam Ihajani Nanuraga. My Lord, you have invested all your energies, your transcendental powers in your names. And there's no hard and fast rules. You're so kind. You have made chanting of your name so accessible and easy. But I'm so unfortunate. I have no attraction for this great mercy that you have given. And so next verse is Trinadapi Sunichana Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Amanadena Kirtanya Sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in a street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of false sense of false prestige, and one should offer respect, ready to offer all respects to others. And in such a state of mind, you can offer obeisances to the Lord with your heart, words, and body, even in situation where you have to receive the bitter fruits of your past activities. Because what means to be grateful? Or it means I don't deserve anything. I deserve to be a resident of hell. Instead, I can associate with devotees. What a mercy! I'm able to dance and chant and take prasadam, whereas without that mercy, I deserve to be in hellish planets, being surrounded by Yamadutas. So really, if we can be in that consciousness, any situation in this world becomes an opportunity. And nothing bothers us anymore. And Srila Prabhupada explains in a lecture talking about Kunti Devi's prayers that that's how devotees should see. Whenever something so-called negative or something happens that brings suffering, devotees should see, wow, what a wonderful opportunity to remember Krishna. So such a situation is welcomed. And I remember once in Mayapur, I asked one senior devotee during morning program, just randomly we met, and then I asked, can you please give me some words of wisdom, that some realization that you had recently? Can you just say something, spontaneously? And then he said, yeah, I just realized that if you feel that everyone is better than you, and you feel respect to everyone else, all of a sudden, just like a magic, your tongue becomes very light, and chanting the holy name becomes very easy.
That's good.
It's good. So Narada here is feeling that type of gratitude. Remember once also, traveling in India can sometimes be challenging. The buses, and it's very rough climate for your body and mind. Your soul may be rejoicing, in spiritual atmosphere and calm, but for the body and mind sometimes it's challenging. So like one morning we were going to another holy place in Mayapur during our parikram, and then I just felt, mind gave me a hard time. but these are the situations where we're supposed to utilize all our knowledge, everything we have heard, all the Srimad Bhagavatam lectures. we are meant to put into practice at these challenging times, and internalize what's happening, in a sense that. So in this situation, like one morning, I just thinking that, wow, my mind is complaining, but I should be so grateful. Just switch on the intelligence for a while, and see all the mercy that's coming, and then all of a sudden, your consciousness transforms, and you start feel ecstatic. One moment you were miserable, next moment you can be ecstatic if you choose to be grateful. It's as simple as that, but the application is difficult. Yeah. So we are here. We are in global pandemic. It's called the samsara virus, also known as avidya 20. Avidya 20, yeah. And then we are here in ICU, intensive care unit, those in temple, and then other devotees who are in homes, also in self quarantine. We are afflicted this deadly samsara virus. But fortunately, the cure was existing from time immemorial. But for around 500 years ago, the foremost scientist, Dr. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, rediscovered the vaccine. He rediscovered, and the vaccine is called Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we are very fortunate. We have plenty of ventilators help us to survive in this. Ventilators are here, Srimad Bhagavatam. Ventilators. We have nectar of instruction. We have Bhagavad Gita. Different models of ventilators, but they're all good. They all work well. And we have the vaccine. We have Japamala, by which we inject the vaccine, and these ventilators and vaccine are excellent for flattening the curve of the avidya or the samsara virus. So anyway, I'm not sure if it's an online class is happening. I have to. find it.
Any questions?
Yes, please. You have questions?
Yeah, I've got- yeah.
Please, please.
It's just that, it's more of a comment, but it's just that, it's great. You can see Krishna.
You can see.
Yeah, people have seen, devotees have seen Krishna, and they've still left the movement. It was very strange. I mean, I remember Mother mentioning that we can see Krishna, and if we get mercy, because remember with Lord Chaitanya, you'll know the pastime more than me. When Lord Chaitanya, his servant, was caught by the by the gypsy women.
Krishna Das?
No, this is Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Das, yes.
Krishna Das, right.
So he was seeing Lord Chaitanya is non-different from Krishna. He was with Krishna, right next to Krishna, and he still got lured away, you know. So, but anyway, that's just something I wanted to say, you know. And then I remember my experience of transcendental sound vibration. I was in the movement about 6 weeks. I couldn't put on a dhoti. I was in Birmingham Temple. Should have mentioned the temple. Anyway, I was in the temple, and then this devotee came, and he led the kirtan, and it was Mangalati, and he came into the room, and it was like there was a special atmosphere, and then we started chanting. The moment that he started chanting, then I started to chant with everyone else. We were chanting, and then Krishna started dancing on your tongue. You could feel Krishna dancing on your tongue, and then all the demoniac stuff was coming up, whatever stuff, and then Krishna. It felt like Krishna was inviting you back to the spiritual world, and I didn't want to go because I've got to enjoy this, got to enjoy that, whatever, And then the kirtan finished, and he went back upstairs, and then back to normal. And basically I thought, what happened there? And then I was reading through Chants and Be Happy, and then it said, if a pure devotee leads kirtan, Krishna will dance on your tongue. I was like, that's what happened. Okay. You get my point?
Wow.
Yeah, so, and that experience set you up, that gave you faith. So it's not that you were qualified, it was his mercy. Obviously there's devotees' mercy, it was coming from the devotees' mercy. And another interesting thing happened, when he came back down for Guru Puja, the same thing happened, but it was a different mood, it was playful. And we were in the kirtan, and his name's Purnachandra, and he was in the centre. It was like he was Krishna, it was like you felt Krishna's presence. That was the wrong thing I said. It was like you could feel Krishna's presence in the room, and it was like the rasa dance. That's what it was like. And I knew nothing about these things. And then it finished, and it gave class, and I remember there was a devotee there called Vidor, and he went, "That was so cute." But the point is, it's these are giving you real faith by association. You get these little insights into spiritual reality, and it's reality. This is the abnormality being stuck in this body bag, So that's all I wanted to say. And then with the Shabda Brahman, with the transcendental Krishna can be seen through transcendental sound. I was trying to put that across in that classic, but it didn't come out right. So again, years later, through the mercy of a devotee, which was the Sankirtan devotee in Soho Street, Reverend Raman, through his mercy, he was saying, read the Krishna book every night, etc. And that's what we did. And then one evening, through the sound vibration, we could see Krishna and Balaram right in front. I couldn't say right in front of our eyes, but more appropriate would be we could see him right in front of our ears. Because that's exactly what happened. And it was transcendental sound vibration. And only recently someone mentioned to me that they had a dream with Tribhuvannath, and that they could smell Tribhuvannath. And I got real shocked when they said that. Wow, that is not a normal dream. That is a spiritual reality. There's something going on there. It'd be interesting to find out. It'd be really interesting. So, when we're doing this process of Krishna consciousness, we'll get these little nuggets, and maybe Krishna directly, or maybe through his devotee, but we'll get these nuggets, and you hang on to them, because they'll make you grateful, and whatever you go through, you know, the highs and the lows, especially the lows, you remember that mercy that's given to you. And for me, that's why Krishna gives you it, because you know there may be something you have to go through that without that injection of faith, you wouldn't be able to handle it. You know?
Right.
That's all I can say. That's my own particular view on it. So obviously,
You mean without that faith, you cannot handle the lows?
yeah, you won't, for me, you
Yeah.
won't be able to handle it gives you the strength to go
Right,
through your
right.
karma, because obviously
Right.
we've been in this material world for billions and trillions of lifetimes, and Krishna has limited your karma to a small, tiny amount. But even then, you may get stuff that you really, without that, because Krishna knows you. He knows what you've been through. He knows your highs, your faults, and your strong points. But all I'm saying is, he'll give you that to help you get through what you've got to go through.
Yes.
That's just my realization. Obviously, there's many reasons that Krishna does things for many other reasons, and it's all personal. It's all personal.
Wonderful, wonderful realization by Anantanitai Prabhu, saying that. Well, first your point was that even though devotees they experience Krishna, but they sometimes still choose to leave the movement and drop the practice. Yeah. Well, it's a fact that I think every devotee, almost everyone, every single one can remember when they just joined and started to chant Hare Krishna, and Krishna gave them some experience, right? Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore is compared to a merchant. You know, merchant that he gives some samples of his goods. Free sample. Lord Chaitanya gives free sample of that taste, that higher taste, so that you get hooked. You become attached to that. You want more. Okay, here's a sample. Good. Now work for it. Now you have to work on your anarthas, your impurities, and remove your ignorance, and this way you will get the full product. Right. But it's very nicely explained that Krishna deals very personally with everyone in this process. Knows our countless previous lives, whatever we have gone through, whatever obstacles we have created in our consciousness, whatever attachments, aversions. So he gives exactly what we need in terms of the difficulties, the challenges. Very nice. Anyone out there has a question or comment? Not yet. Yeah.
But if you could just read that the translation again.
Yeah. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head.
And that was Narada.
That's Narada speaking to Vyasadeva about his previous life, right?
And that's the thing, is if we can, like you were saying earlier on, if we can learn to be grateful for that experience, because Narada immediately obeisances, you know, because he was grateful. And he wasn't going to leave the room because he was grateful.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was grateful. So sometimes things that happen, we don't appreciate the reality. I mean, I was great. I was more shocked, surprised than anything. But all I'm saying is that we should be grateful. I mean, I may not have been grateful to Krishna and Balaram Pacific, but I was grateful to my Sankirtan leader.
Nice.
Because if we hadn't followed his instructions, that wouldn't have happened. You know, so that's what I'm saying is, And then gradually, I remember with Shruti Dharma, he said one thing in life, when you go through life, we should be grateful. And that's it. We should be grateful. So, you know, if I can cultivate that more and more, then I'll be very fortunate. And also you'll be happy, like you were saying, you'll be happy. Because you won't expect anything, you know.
Right.
Nana Swami says, if you want to ruin a child's life, give him everything he wants, you know. And then when he grows up, he'll be expecting everything, but the material won't give it him. So you're setting him up to be unhappy for the rest of his life because he won't be grateful.
Right.
You know, but if you're up in poverty, a little bit of something you'll be very grateful for. Maybe you're begging on the street, someone gives you something, you know, you're grateful for it, you know. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, real high-level Krishna consciousness means you're able to be grateful for everything. During Kartik in Vrindavan, I was in a rickshaw on a way to market to get something, and then in a rickshaw, I shared a rickshaw with some elderly Indian man, some Brajavasi apparently, and then I was chanting my japa there on the way, and then he said, when I was young, I met your Swami Prabhupada.
Wow.
And then and Prabhupada told me that japa should be chanted with a closed, almost like closed teeth and closed mouth, so that the vibration during japa is not projected outside; it goes inside. Something I never heard Prabhupada saying anywhere. You know, the point is, during kirtan, yes, we project the holy name outside, but during japa, we should chant like,
so it goes in,
opening our mouth the minimum, only whatever is necessary to pronounce the holy name. But I never heard this, but you know, I can verify this because I heard, but I kind of tried, and a little bit makes sense, you know, if you just project it back inside, it helps you internalize your japa better. But anyway, who knows? Could be a speculation. But it's interesting.
Interesting that happened.
Incident, yeah. So, yeah. So
I'll have to try that.
I tried after that, just out of curiosity. How would it affect my japa? And I felt it working. During japa, you go more inwards, and Harinam Sankirtan, streets Sankirtan, you go outward, right? Well, anyway, I was grateful to Krishna for this small incident. Oh, Ananda Hari Prabhu. I love the analogy on the virus, samsara virus, and the various models of ventilators. Brilliant. Thank you, Ananda Hari Prabhu. It's because as an artist, I haven't really last couple of months engaged in any creative project. I haven't edited any videos or done anything creative, so you know it has to come out from somewhere. So it came out in this analogy. Thank you. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to give these classes, although I have zero qualification. But devotees out of their causeless mercy, they give this opportunity to speak, try to speak, present Shastra, glorify Krishna, glorify Spiritual Master. Sometimes it comes out well, sometimes Saraswati, the goddess of learning, agrees to dance on your dung, and other times doesn't sound so good. So
do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do it anyway, just as a humble service for our purification and for the pleasure of Vaishnavas. So thank you very much. Yes. Krantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.